I have chosen is bipolar disorder, and there are 6 general physicians, which are Karl Baum, Emil Kraepelin, Plato, Jean-Pierre Fauret, Hippocrates, and Arietius of Cappadocia. And I will get to those in a moment. What is the first thing that comes to mind when thinking of a disorder? When thinking of a disorder, the first thing that comes to mind is a stereotype, an outlook of what society has on a specific mental illness. For example, bipolar used to be called melancholy and mania. Hippocrates keyed the term melancholia, melas meaning black and kali meaning bile. So the term melancholia means black bile. Mania, on the other hand, was thought to be caused by too much yellow bile. Another Greek physician, Arietius of Cappadocia, 150 AD, is credited with being the first to express the concept of a mood spectrum. Then, Plato, between 428 to 348 BC, dived into the concept of mania, describing 2 types: mental strain as a body origin, and on the other side, divine or inspired. These philosophers tried to establish bipolar as a biological condition. Up until the mid-19th century, depression and mania were considered separate conditions. It was not until 1850 that the French psychiatrist Jean-Pierre Fauret, 1794 to 1870, created a new and separate disorder encompassing both mania and depression. It was called folie circulaire. It involved a continuous cycle of depression and mania in varying intervals. In 1828 to 1899, Karl Baum, a German psychiatrist, grouped mental disorders into 2 categories: either a limited disturbance or a complete disturbance of the mind. Later, between 1856 to 1926, German psychiatrist Emil Kraepelin, who was considered the founder of a modern psychiatry, unified all types of affective disorders into one condition called manic depressive insanity. In the 1950s, experts in the field of psychiatry created the first diagnostic and statistical manual of mental disorders, also known as the DSM-1. Finally, in 1980, with the publishing of the DSM-3, bipolar disorder was defined as a mood disorder and considered a separate condition from generalized depression. And that's just all of the history part. Okay. In today's world, bipolar is separated into 4 categories. There's 4 different types. There's bipolar 1, bipolar 2, cyclothymic disorder, and unspecified bipolar disorder. Bipolar 1 is defined as having episodes of mania that last for at least 7 days, while depression episodes may or may not occur at all. Bipolar 2 is defined as having episodes of depression with some manic episodes, but not long periods of mania. Cyclothymic disorder is when someone switches up between depression and mania for around 2 years, with periods of normalcy that last less than 8 weeks. Unspecified bipolar disorder occurs when a person does not meet any of the latter descriptions, but has a significant amount of mood elevation. The symptoms. The symptoms of bipolar include the emotions of sadness, guilt, worthlessness, high energy, mania, depression, periods of racing thoughts and speech, mood swings, and overactivity. Bipolar disorder is diagnosed in the DSM-5 with these criteria in mind: grandiosity or inflated self-esteem, a decreased need for sleep, only sleeping about 3 hours at a time, extreme talking or pressure speech, insomnia or hyperinsomnia, almost every day, psychomotor agitation or retardation, nearly every day as observed by others, flighty ideas or racing thoughts, distractedness, increase in goal-directed activities, or psychomotor agitation, excessively involved in pleasurable activities that may have a high potential for painful consequences. And those are just a few things. These can be excessive spending sprees, sexually indiscretions, or foolish business investments. These descriptions define the period of a mood disturbance. A psychiatrist will diagnose a person with bipolar disorder if they have 3 of the above definitions. The best treatment. Now we're going on to treatments. The best treatment for bipolar disorder includes medication, talk therapy, and support groups. By doing this, it will improve the overall health and wellness. When using medications, it could take more than 1 visit to find the right one. And of course, this might be more than 1 medication because everyone's different. Every person, it takes some time to get to know someone, and knowing that person, everyone needs a different type of medication over a period of time. When seeking treatment, it's best for the healthcare provider to be aware of all the symptoms and past medications so that a treatment plan can be created, and so that the treatment process can go smoothly. Current and new developments of bipolar disorder have changed over the past 20 years drastically. For example, patients today are more likely to be prescribed an antipsychotic and/or an antidepressant medication rather than a mood stabilizer like lithium. Researchers have also identified 20 new genetic associations with bipolar disorder. 9 significantly enriched gene sets were revealed, including regulation of insulin secretion. Some of the newest findings of bipolar are new genes linked with the disorder, infliximab does not improve bipolar depression, kidney issues with lithium, psychotic disorder incidence varies by personal characteristics and place, etc. And this shows that we are still learning new things every day about the disorder. I also have some facts, some interesting facts about the disorder that you may or may not know. Of course, there's no known cure for bipolar disorder. It's going to take medication, it's going to take group therapy, it's going to take group sessions, but it's not going to be completely cured. It causes irregular sleep patterns, it causes insomnia, it causes a lot of sleep problems. It is related to depression. Treatment of the disorder depends on the patient, and that's what I said earlier. It's going to take some time figuring out what patient needs what medicine because of how everyone is different. Relaxation techniques controls your mood swings. Discussing it with someone will help. Now, on this topic, discussing it with someone, most people think that just bottling it up inside it's fine, but it's not fine. Every time you bottle something up, it'll just get worse, and over time, it'll create this on your chest. It'll create a weight on your chest. And sooner or later, you will take it out on someone. And that's why group therapy, it will help. And professional therapist assistance work. In conclusion, bipolar is a common psychiatric disorder characteristics. In conclusion, bipolar is a common psychiatric disorder characterized by affective instability and cognitive defects, particularly during mood episodes.